In the meanwhile, it's always been the romantic culmination to the biggest day in a couple's life. Conventionally, weddings end when the bride and groom whisk off to an intimate location and you know what?
Well, not anymore. The newest trend for lovebirds getting hitched is to take their nearest and dearest with them. The Buddymoon includes friends and family and an extended holiday after the I-dos have been said. So for more, Sally Wiseman from Escape Travel joins us from our Brisbane studio. And here with us in the studio, Sarah Gawthorne, editor of Bride-to-Be magazine. Hello, ladies. Sally, in Brisbane, starting with you, just how popular are the Buddymoons?
Hi Kylie. Well, the Buddymoons are becoming just as popular as other crazes like baby moons, where you take a holiday before your first baby's born, or glamping, where you go on a 5-star camping trip with friends. And I guess it's becoming more popular because people are already travelling long distances for weddings, and rather than inviting your friends and relatives out to Cloncurry for the weekend, it makes more sense to invite them to an exotic destination where they can all enjoy a holiday together. And it doesn't necessarily have to be expensive. It can be anything from a simple beach wedding and a holiday hut through to hiring out an entire island together. And some islands offer also things like the Hens and Bucks Night. Vatalele Island in Fiji offers a Bucks Night where they take the boys out deep sea fishing and a barbecue and footy on the beach, and the girls stay behind and have spa treatments, and then a cocktail party in the wine cellars. So there really is something for everyone.
We have to say that Cloncurry is a very nice part of the world, by the way. Is the idea that the wedding and the Buddymoon are all sort of held in the same location? So you all go off to this exotic location, I do, and then you stick around?
Well, the main trend is that the wedding and the honeymoon are held in the same destination, and it's so that I guess the party can continue and the guests don't have to leave. It's often even better if you can get an all-inclusive resort, so that way you've got all of your meals and you know, wine and drinks included, so you have a great party and there's no worrying about having to split the bill at the end.
OK, coming to you now, Sarah. Does this new trend in honeymoons fit in with other changes that you're seeing in weddings in general?
Yeah, look, it does. I mean, people are definitely having smaller weddings. They're spending the same amount of money but asking fewer people, and that's really sort of opened the door for destination weddings. Right. And I guess personally, I think if you're asking friends and family to pay for an international airfare to come overseas to your wedding, it's a bit rude to ask them to go home after a couple of days.
Yeah, where's your present? Have a drink, go.
Yeah, exactly.
What are the benefits then, Sarah, of a Buddymoon, let's say over a traditional style of a honeymoon?
Look, I think if anything, it extends the celebration, so it becomes a bit of a week-long fiesta. It's great for couples who have friends and family who are sort of scattered around the world. You have a central location, and it may end up saving you money. Honeymoons are roughly around $7,000 for the average honeymoon for an Australian couple, and I guess if you're not planning to go anywhere else and it's built into the cost of the wedding, then that could be a saving for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure. Sarah, obviously the idea of a honeymoon is to be romantic. Mm-hmm. Isn't it going to cramp your style, you know, if mum and dad are there and the in-laws and Uncle Bob and Auntie Sue?
I think it's definitely not for everyone. I wouldn't personally want anyone else on my honeymoon. But I think, you know, you've got to remember that traditionally the bride and groom, the honeymoon was somewhere where the bride and groom would have, you know, their first trip and even their first night together, whereas these days couples are living together for a few years before they get married, and it changes the whole sort of thing about the wedding, and it makes it more a celebration of, you know, going into a new phase of your life together, really.
OK, Sally, which are the most sort of popular destinations for Aussie Buddymoons, and what sort of accommodation do the bride and couple generally opt for?
Well, for Aussie Buddymoons, it's very popular to get a house, say, in, you know, Queensland, Noosa or the Gold Coast, where they've got a house and they can stay there, or Queensland Islands. If you're looking internationally, Fiji, Bali, Thailand are probably our 3 top destinations where people are choosing Buddymoons. And often Thailand can be a great stop if you've got people coming from overseas. It's a great midpoint for people to meet at as well.
OK, it's really interesting. Sarah, here in the studio, thank you. Sally, thank you too. We need to get you back, Sally, to talk about, what was it, glamping? Glamour camping.
Glamping, so fantastic if you like me and you like your 5-star but not camping. It's a great alternative.
Yeah, really hard to find a tree to plug those hair straighteners into. Thank you, girls.